Let's talk about this culture of making our own stuff. We were just looking at what was it? Amazon dot holders that you can make 3D print, and I like that the nerd population is doing stuff, maybe not with their hands, but designing and making their own stuff. I think that's like, and not to exclude ladies, but that's like the manliest thing that you can do is make something your own damn self.
Well, to be fair, they're downloading a template and pressing print.
Well,
the vast majority of the people are downloading a template and pressing
print. Right, but
print.
as we were talking, we're looking at that, and Chad's like, I can do that better. I can make
he actually knows how to use CAD and improve on designs or create his own. Everyone else searches, downloads, and prints.
But part of being like nerdy about something is going
to accessorize
eight levels too freaking deep and getting all up in that shit and learning how to do it your own damn self.
Like me and Garcia talking about a way to modify a Nerf gun to shoot 1.5-inch ball bearings.
I thought you were going to talk about shooting Robert's kids.
yeah,
catapulting the children.
So the joke was he's working on something to get something to launch a dart and have it run a perfect spiral. And I was telling him, like, well, next time we go to Molly's and go to play darts, he'll play against Neal, but he'll play Neal from across the fucking freeway. Just be like, well, officer, I missed the computer. The computer mistimed the traffic, so we're sorry.
I haven't played darts in a minute.
You calculate the spin ratio so it turns like wanted, and you're bending the dart.
Yeah. When you're having to play darts from such a distance, you're having to calculate for the Earth's spin. It's like, just calm down, Garcia. Garcia would do it. So there's a lot of different projects. The thing that Kyle wanted, he wanted a base for his Echo. You have an Echo, one of those things?
Yeah, I got a few.
There's like 15 different names for him now.
Yeah,
I can't follow
So
him.
I have the Echo, and the problem that I have with it is, hold on, I don't want to put a ring on the table.
You're not trying to put a ring on nothing. Sorry,
I like the way he can't talk and move two beers at the same time.
Yeah, no. So the problem is I have one like on the bar in between the living room and the kitchen, and the outlet's pretty close, but it's inside the kitchen, so it has like an excess of like 2 feet of cable. There's nowhere to wrap it up, so it randomly shut up. I know you're gonna go there. We all know. So it like randomly just gets caught like where the soap.
It was Dick's. It was Dick's, wasn't it? It was Dick's. Was it Dick's Mills? Was it Dick's?
So I have to wrap the cord around the bottom of it, and it like around the speaker part, and it just doesn't look good. So if I have like even a 2-inch,
sorry, Cammy.
Dicks.
Sorry, Cammy.
stand that I could wrap the cable up, and then it would sit on that, and then there's no excess cable. Perfect.
Yeah. There's a lot of useful things like that. You can take a look at the 3D printer, and there's a lot of pretty much what got printed off on it immediately was all upgrades and things to help with the 3D printer. So a better spool holder, cable chain, everything else. But there's people who are basically printing brand new printers as soon as they buy a printer.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to do that, by the way, because I'm poor. I'm not poor, but my wife takes all my money, so I'm effectively poor.
But it would be interesting if the build night evolves to bigger things that aren't decorative or things like that, where we can scale up and actually start building. We get together and build a big-ass 3D printer.
Or a CNC machine.
Yeah.
We can definitely
that'd be
use
dope.
that.
Especially with the guys that already have 3D printers, you can start building your own pieces. Like, you do this piece, I'm going to do this piece. You guys bring this, and we can do, like, cumulative stuff. I liked what you were talking about, doing the little tabletop arcade.
Yeah. Because
I've got that.
It's one of those things like if you got parts laying around like old laptops, if you are handy at all, if the LCDs are good, take the LCD screen out. If different parts inside of them are good, take those things out. Keep those around.
Even if you're not, start doing it because that's how you get handy.
That's how you get.
Yeah,
before you throw something away, just take it apart. See what goes into it.
Yeah,
just see what's up with it. And then if you can think of anything that there's tons of different projects, but LCD screens are not always lost if say the power supply goes out on them or something like that. You can buy brand new controller cards off of eBay for most of these screens for like $20.
Yeah.
And there's your bar top arcade. So I have 2 of them that were scavenged from laptops that got thrown away at the office, and they're 2 17-inch monitors that are both in pretty good condition. So one of them I think I'm going to turn into a bar top arcade machine, scaled down a little bit because most of them are a little too big. So I'm going to scale it down to fit this machine and rig it to where it mostly plays like older style games, mostly the vertical scrollers like 1943, Galaga.
1943 was
Pac-Man.
one of my favorites.
Dude, it's awesome, isn't it? So play those games, and then I'm thinking about building a tabletop virtual pinball machine, because the virtual pinball community is actually pretty badass.
Okay, so virtual pinball, but you're going to still have the regular button controls?
You can do so it can get extreme,
because
right?
that's the annoyance with virtual pinball for me, is that you just have a regular like mouse click or whatever. No, that's not good enough.
No,
like the best part about pinball is that tactile. Like you got to have the spring loaded.
So
even though it doesn't do shit to shoot the ball, crunch.
I would make all of Mill's dreams come true if he just stopped talking.
Yeah, he's
You
like
have
3
a
or
mute
4
button.
beers deep now.
You got a mute button.
He would make me an honest man, is what he's saying.
So, desktop pinball. The things some of the guys are doing in their builds are not only wiring up Arduinos to do the individual button pinouts for the two flippers and everything else. They're doing the plungers with force feedback, taking apart like old Xbox controllers and using the force feedback so you can actually control the speed of the ball off of the plunger. They're even putting gyros in them to do tilt.
Oh, cool.
So there's that too, and then putting linear actuators in there, so when you actually hit the buttons, you hear the thump in the machine. So all those things, when it's bouncing off the bumpers, you have an actuator in there that's actually hitting something that gives you that tactile feedback, and it feels like a real machine.
That's fucking crazy.
But they're going to the next level with virtual pinball because on traditional pinball, most of the elements stay in the same spot.
Right.
Virtual pinball, they're having it to where some of these tables morph depending on how far you get in the game. So all of a sudden, you'll have a bumper pad that starts moving closer and getting a little more dangerous to you to knocking the ball between your two paddles. And different rails, all these different things change. One of them had a freaking dragon that would come up at random out of the table and eat your ball. So you can get away with a lot more with graphics than
That's
you can
cool.
with
That's
traditional.
like that Yeti in that ski game we used to
Oh,
play.
fuck that Yeti.
The one
Fuck that Yeti.
you can't route run them.
I don't even know what that game is, but everybody played it.
Is it ski free?
Something like
Everybody
that. Yeah.
fucking played it. Fuck that
Yeah.
Yeti.
Yeah, it was like a Windows 95 game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty much like, oh, you're about to run out of
It just
memory.
come out.
Send the Yeti.
Yeah.
Memory leak.
It was that and like Chip's Challenge.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. So it's coming a long way. The gyros with the tilt control and everything else, it's pretty legit. But the last time I checked in the community was over maybe even close to 2 years ago, and the download from the forums for one of the virtual pinball communities I was looking at, the initial download, and they're all community built tables, but the first download or the full package was 40,000 tables.
Oh wow.
God damn.
With tons of new ones being generated every week. Because once you get like the base code down, generating a table for this software is not that difficult. But it's where you get the extra like the animations. One of them had so a lot of them incorporate a 2-screen setup. So you have not only the table, but you also have the score screen.
Right.
And there's one of them, they started getting into this new idea of incorporating the score screen and making that to where if your ball went into a certain thing, it got launched up into the score screen.
Nice.
And gravity was a whole different ball game at that point.
Oh,
Because
cool.
now you're vertical.
That'd be cool, like if you could hit the ball and hit your actual score and try to lay your score up.
Right?
Cool. Like try to cheat your score up.
Well, like all Maker Nights, I mean, the code is there to generate your own table. So if you're decent enough at it, you can go ahead and take a swing at making a table that does that. But most of the tables that I've seen are full sized pinball machines that are gutted and they have like a 47-inch monitor or something in them.
Damn, but those are so expensive.
Yeah, TVs have come down a lot in price. I mean,
I'm talking about
you can get a
pinball
40-inch.
machines. Like you're talking about.
You can build it
$500.
yourself.
you can make you can
Yeah,
make
if
one
you build it
yourself.
yourself,
Yeah.
but if you just get a gutted one, they're still even the ones that don't work are still expensive.
Yeah.
We should build a 75-inch
Yeah, that way it's 2-player.
pinball.
Like
Yes.
you're the left paddle, I'm the right paddle.